Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 6. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
And I'm Whitney Ward. A Moses Lake man now facing murder and rape charges in connection with the death of his ex-girlfriend. That woman hasn't been seen in a week.
Court documents show that police believe that Yanira Cedillos was killed, but detectives are still searching for her body. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk joins us live from Moses Lake tonight with the latest on the investigation. Kyle?
Well, today, Moses Lake police told the family they found evidence that Cedillos was murdered in her apartment just hours after celebrating her birthday at a local casino here. Friends on social media say Cedillos was a mother with young children. The suspect is her ex-boyfriend and someone Cedillos used to live with. 27-year-old Juan Gastelum is being charged with second-degree rape and murder. He was arrested last night in Hermiston, Oregon. Moses Lake police say he picked up Cedillos last Friday night after she got into an argument with friends at Papa's Casino. The two went back to her apartment where police say Gastelum murdered her and left with the body.
To date, we have not located Yanira, although detectives have spent countless hours searching potential areas in an effort to bring Yanira home. We're still awaiting the results of search warrants and electronic data analysis that may narrow the search or give us new areas to search.
So police will likely be looking at Gastelum's phone records to see where he went to after allegedly leaving the apartment. That could lead them to Cedillos' body. Authorities say detectives have been working 16 to 18 hours this past week just to try and bring this family some closure. Reporting live in Moses Lake, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you very much. Now to an update on a deadly drive-by shooting on Spokane's Lower South Hill last week. Late this afternoon, police identified a suspect and they want your help finding him, so take a look. Detectives are searching for 56-year-old Stephen Branowski Jr.
So right now we know he is wanted for second-degree murder, first-degree assault, and drive-by shooting in the death of 28-year-old Amar Johnson. The deadly shooting happened on March 2nd on the Lower South Hill near 7th and Jefferson. Anyone with information on his whereabouts is asked to please call Crime Check. That number is at the bottom of your screen, 456-2233. The CDC has declared Airway Heights public water supply safe to drink despite years of contamination from neighboring Fairchild Air Force Base. Just this afternoon, the agency released a final report detailing the extent of that contamination called PFOS/PFOA in the groundwater. It was discovered in 2017 and found to be a direct result of firefighting foam that was used for decades of training at Fairchild. It forced the city to immediately cut off the supply to all of its drinking water wells. And since then, the city of Airway Heights has been buying public drinking water from the city of Spokane. Now, according to the report, levels of the same PFOS in the blood of Airway Heights residents were up to 56 times higher than national levels. It also found longtime residents had more PFOS in their blood, and that for every year they lived in Airway Heights, their levels got higher. And that included children who were breastfed, as well as those given formula made with tap water.
Despite all of that, though, the CDC says the Airway Heights public drinking water supply currently meets or is below the EPA's advisory for PFOS. Just last month, the city announced it secured $500,000 in state funding from the Department of Health to replace its city water system. We did reach out to the city manager today to find out the city's today's findings will impact the project in any way, but we have not yet heard back. By the way, there will be a public meeting to answer questions for people who live in Airway Heights. That is coming up later this month on March 23rd. So for more information on how to register for the virtual meeting or to see our past KREM 2 investigations into the contamination, just text us the word water and we'll send you those links directly to your phone. All right, let's talk weather today. The cold temperatures remained across the inland northwest and the wind chill made it feel even colder.
Yeah, we want to hand things over to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo on when we can actually expect things to warm up a bit. Hi, Jeremy.
Hello. And over the course of the next few days, I think the warm up is really going to take us into the weekend and next week. So get ready. Warmer temperatures are working their way in, and it's happening already. You heard Mark talk about the wind chill factor. Well, yeah, it's still a factor, but what I want to point out is the wind direction. We sit at 35 degrees right now, wind chill of 28, so it feels like it's about 7 degrees colder than it actually is. But look at the wind, southwest at 9 miles per hour. That southwesterly wind is what's advecting or bringing us some warmer temps. 33 in Coeur d'Alene and 34 there in Sandpoint. Still in the 40s in Wenatchee and Moses Lake. And as those clouds continue to filter in, they will really do a great job of trapping some of our warmer temperatures right now. So by tomorrow, it's a mix of clouds and sun once again. Later in the day tomorrow, we will see snow return to some high elevation areas here in eastern Washington and North Idaho. In Spokane, a few raindrops is going to be about it. The real moisture arrives Saturday night, so until then, well, it's looking pretty good. Temperatures fall into the upper 20s a little later on this evening, and by tomorrow, we're in the mid-40s. And mid-40s is closer to where we should be this time of year, but coming up, I'm going to tell you just why this weekend is going to be considered warm.
Sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. Continuing with our Boomtown series where we track the growth in our area, today the Spokane International Airport announced a new airline and direct flight to Southern California. So how does an easy flight to Southern California's sunny beaches sound?
It sounds pretty great. I bet I'm not the only one. Krem 2's Amanda Rowley is telling us now where you can book your next flight.
It seems like every other day we're learning about new flights being added to the Spokane International Airport. Well, today it's added a new airline with a direct flight from Spokane to Burbank, California.
Avelo Airlines nonstop flights between Spokane and Burbank will be available on Wednesdays and Fridays. Tickets are on sale now for $69. These new direct flights are what many Spokane travelers can get behind.
So if there's no layovers, it's a fabulous thing.
I'm pro direct flights. Absolutely. A lot less hassle.
I think it's good. I'm not from California, but I think that's a good option.
Avelo's inaugural flight out of Spokane will be on May 25th.
So we know that this flight is wanted and that people will fly it.
Avelo Airlines spokesperson Courtney Goff says the Spokane market has become home to many Californians. This increasing trend is what she says created the high demand for this direct flight.
We've seen a lot of people that are transitioning up here to the Washington, Spokane, Northern Idaho area. And through that, they want to get back to visit friends and family. They want to have that easy connection where their friends and family that are still down in Southern California can come up here, but vice versa, you can go down there.
The Spokane International Airport is growing right along with Spokane County. CEO Larry Crowder believes adding airlines and new destinations benefits the airport's steady growth of passengers. He says this partnership with Avelo Airlines complements this growth and makes Spokane even more competitive.
Success begets success, right? Every time we can show progress like this, others take note. It increases the competitive environment, which is really good for the consumers, and it also proves that we have a market that is here to be served.
Avelo Airlines is based out of Houston, and just yesterday the airline also announced a direct flight from Boise to Burbank. Reporting from the Spokane International Airport, Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
Federal officials are extending the mask mandate for public transportation. It was supposed to end next Friday, but that's being bumped back by a month to April 18th. And that means if you fly anywhere or take a train or a bus, you still have to mask up.
The TSA right now says authorities still need more time to develop new policies that will reflect not only the national numbers for COVID, but local communities. And that's just because your destination may be in a very different COVID reality than where you are coming from. Home prices in Spokane County continue to rise even as fewer homes are hitting the market. According to the February home sales report from the Spokane Association of Realtors, the new median home price in the county now at $400,000.
The median price is up 23% compared to February of 2021, when the median price for homes was just $325,000. As WSU students travel across the state for spring break, the Washington State Patrol announced they will be out on the roads making sure students travel safely to get to their destinations. Troopers say they'll be conducting extra patrols starting today through Saturday, March 20th.
Now, troopers in Spokane, Whitman, Adams, Grant, and Kittitas counties will all be focusing on speeding, including those who are driving too fast for weather conditions. Also, they'll be looking for distracted or impaired drivers and any other violations that could cause a collision.
The Meade School District released new guidance about changing their masking requirements. The school district says students, children, and staff will have the choice now to wear a mask at schools in coordination with Washington ending its statewide mask mandate. Masks will still be required in the nurse and health room, as well as the isolation rooms.
The Washington State Board of Health is expected to decide next month whether to require students to get the COVID vaccine. An advisory committee is planning to recommend against it.
That committee of doctors, health officers, and education leaders was created last fall. It's been looking at whether the COVID vaccine meets all the criteria needed to be added to the list of required immunizations. In a meeting at the end of last month, many people brought up concerns.
We've seen short COVID. We've seen COVID within a small time frame. And, we haven't seen kind of the potential after effects of COVID-19 infection.
For those who don't have access to providers, so there definitely is an access and equity issue here for students who will be out of compliance.
Ultimately, 7 members were against the requirement, 6 were for it, and 4 were unsure. The State Board of Health is expected to make a final decision on April 13th.
All right, still ahead tonight, it's not just gas prices, but inflation is making everyday essentials just cost more. Coming up next, we'll break down the inflation report just released today and how it could impact your wallet.